Hello, Guardians. It is Ebontis, and Season 18, Season of the Plunder, is upon us. And we got a pretty cool season going on with Mithrax and the Drifter and Aramis and all that stuff going on. But we also have quite a few pieces of the season with the way it works, basically. Quick run through. I mean, you're going to be getting map fragments and treasure coordinates to make treasure maps, and then use your atlas to go on expeditions so you can get Umbral energy. As seen before, we're going to have, war table style upgrades. Upgrades for your Umbral energy, and then, as I said, there's currencies that you use in your Captain's Atlas, map fragments, treasure coordinates. My goal in this video is to break down the entire loop of Season 18 because there is a lot that goes into this. And also going to basically explain kind of the weekly rotation of the quests that you're going to be going through. So that's the goal, is hopefully to make Season 18 easy to understand, so you understand the loop that you're going to be going through, and you can have a smooth and hopefully as efficient time as possible. But before we get going, I want to thank today's sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. Ever wish you could take your console games on the go? Well, then you should go download this AAA quality free-to-play game that fits right in your pocket, and you can play it anytime on your phone. And you may wonder, Ebontis, do you really play? Why, yes. Yes, I do, actually. And I recently completed a tough challenge I've been working on for quite some time now. The awesome campaign in Raid has 12 chapters with 6 to 7 battles in each chapter, and each battle can give you 3 stars if you beat it with only 2 champions flawlessly. It's been something I've been working on between clan boss battles, dungeons, and the PvP arena, but I finally took my 2 strongest champions into the final fight, and I was able to beat the campaign boss and get all 252 stars on the normal campaign. Now, it's time for hard mode. Raid always has cool stuff going on too, so what's new this month? Raid has a non-stop schedule of special events and activities, including Forge Pass Season 3, full of great rewards, including a limited edition artifact set. Plus, Raid is bringing out even more champions, along with some epic champion skins for the incredible Madame Saris. But that's not all. Later this month, everyone's favorite champion is getting the upgrade he deserves. He may have struggled in the past, but finally, Death Knight is becoming a legendary champion. It's something we've all been waiting for, and I can't wait to see how Ultimate Death Knight turns out. So if you haven't checked out Raid, try it today. Just click my link in the description or scan my QR code on screen, and you'll get unique bonuses worth $30. We're talking a free epic champion, Aina, 200,000 silver, 1 energy refill, 1 XP boost, and 1 ancient shard to summon a beast champion right from the start. All this treasure will be waiting for you right here, but remember, this is only for new players and only valid for the next 30 days. So click that link and start your journey through the campaign. Good luck, and now back to Season 18. Now, as I said, there's a lot of pieces to the season, so my goal is to kind of make it all somewhat understandable. Now, you can read this, but it may not help you very much. Recover fragments and treasure coordinates, turn those two into treasure maps with the Captain's Atlas, take those treasure maps on expeditions so you can get gear and Umbral energy, and then use plundered Umbral energy for all your Umbral Engrams for Season of the Plunder gear. That's it in words, but I know it doesn't make too much sense. So the easiest place to start is going to be the Captain's Atlas. Now, you'll notice it lists 2 things, map fragments and treasure coordinates. You have a total of 50 map fragments that you can hold, and a total of 325, which is just still an odd number in my head, but treasure coordinates that you can get. Now, where do you get those? Well, you kind of go through the general quest and you get some. Map fragments are very simple. Map fragments are earned by completing catch crash activities. This is literally it. Catch crash activities. Now, if you can do master, I don't know if it gives you more, but it does seem like it's going to give you weapons, gear, better stat armor, possible ascendant alloy. But the normal catch crash is a match-made activity, 1 to 6 players. Pretty fun, pretty smooth to run through, nice way to show off Arc 3.0. Pretty cool little activity there. Every time you run this, you get 10 map fragments. Now, I randomly got 11 one time because there's this like hangout at the little treasure chest at the end where you can like do an emote and get a random little bonus. Or at least it seems like that. I got a random 11 once, but basically it's guaranteed 10. So just picture 10 in your head. Now, the other thing I said you need is treasure coordinates. Now, it states treasure coordinates are going to come from strikes, crucible, gambit, and other activities. Well, I went through the painful process of trying quite a few activities and figuring out some of them don't work. So, what does work? Heroic public events. They were worth 35. If you can find a good loop on EDZ or Nessus of public events, those actually can be pretty fruitful if you find the ones that you can burn through pretty quick. Now, if you don't want to run public events for all of your life, there are other options. So let me go through those on the map. Outside of public events, which as I said, if you ever see the public event up in the Winding Cove, just do it. It's like the fastest one ever. But again, some public events are very quick. Make it heroic, it's 35. When you come up to Vanguard, Vanguard Ops is 50. Your Nightfall on Adept, which is match made, and I'm doing this all for a solo player, so you guys can match make and all this stuff. If you're in a team, I'm sure it's a little higher. Adept is going to be 55, and then Hero is going to be 65. And remember, both of these are match made. Both of them have a burn, which is actually quite helpful because you get that bonus damage. And even on Hero, I did the thing in like 10 or 11 minutes, and the champions really are not too bad. So right now, Cosmic Superconductor, Arc, and Stasis Supers have increased super regeneration, but take more elemental damage from all sources. So, you know, take advantage. It's a little give and take. But again, if you do one Hero Nightfall, you'll probably be like a couple minutes longer than Vanguard Op Strike. And granted, at some point you may not want to run the same strike over and over. I get that. You have other options. Gambit is going to be 40. Crucible matches are going to be 40. Sadly, I checked and I was kind of disappointed. Nightmare Containment is nada. It is a big old goose egg, so don't go run that if you're looking for treasure coordinates. Dares of Eternity. Sorry, wrong click there. Dares of Eternity. There are craftable weapons that come from Dares of Eternity now. Guess what? Unfortunately, Dares gives you 0, so don't run that as well. The actual surprise, though, was Wellspring. Wellspring gave me 75. 75 treasure coordinates for one run, and Wellspring, again, takes about the same 10 or 11 minutes, and it's better than every Strike or Nightfall, and it's damn near, basically, it's double a heroic public event. So you gotta find 2 public events in the time it takes you to do Wellspring. And again, if you find them bad timings to start, you may as well just run the Wellspring. Now, there's a way to actually earn more of that wonderful stuff. So you'll notice any of the new seasonal gear, which I look like I just went spelunking or something very weird, which that's cliff diving or cave diving. Maybe cave diving would make sense. But again, weird pirate armor for the Titans on this one, but I will say the seasonal set looks pretty damn good. Grants 5% additional treasure coordinates from all sources. If you wear 4 pieces, so you got 4 pieces plus your exotic, you can get 20%. And that will take Wellspring up to 90. 1 Wellspring, 4 pieces of armor, 90 treasure coordinates. You're never really going to be too hard up to find treasure coordinates with that fast of a return. 2 runs and you're at 180, you're good. You can run quite a few things after that. So that is how you get those 2 currencies. Map fragments, catch crash. Straightforward. Treasure coordinates, all over the place, depending on what you're working on. But the fastest one that I have seen is Wellspring. If you get 4 pieces of armor, that will make it 90 per run. So remember, keep those things on you. You may not have to equip them all the time if you're doing other stuff, but if you're running, you may as well leave them on you for now as you're burning through this stuff in the early part of the week. Now, what do you do from there? Well, you come into the Atlas and you pick a map. Now, it usually has 2 map options available. Normally, you've got this one, which is going to cost me 5 map fragments and 50 treasure coordinates. The Glimmer one, which is a slight upgrade because the rewards look exactly the same, except this one gives you Glimmer. If you're hurting on Glimmer, you could probably afford this one as well. The idea is, what you'll do is you'll basically slot in a basic treasure map. You'll notice you look at it now, basic treasure map has been restored. And what you can do is then you take that treasure map to the next activity, the Expedition playlist. And what you're going to do is you're going to jump into an expedition. This week it seems to be on Europa. I'm not sure if it's going to change locations. I kind of hope it does, so it's not on Europa for all season. But you go in here, go through the expedition. It's 3-player matchmaking, really not too difficult. No difficulties involved. Check out the singes, so make sure you get, the bonus damage that you can. Might have a couple champions, and when you get done, you will get the rewards that, you slotted in. So if I slotted in a basic map, I'm going to get 3 Umbral Energy and Expedition gear, which could be basically Season of Plunder, armor, or weapons. Pretty straightforward. That's the basic part of that loop. So that's kind of the top section of this description right here. Map fragments come from Catch Crash. Treasure coordinates come from activities. Mayhem is fast and it's 40. But depending on wait time for matchmaking and stuff like that, Wellspring is also going to be pretty solid. If you do Mayhem with the set of gear on, you're going to get 20% more. You'd get 48. If you do Wellspring, it's 90. Again, do the math, and if you want to mix it up, it's fairly balanced. But I would say heroic public events, Mayhem's pretty fast. Wellspring's pretty good. Adept Nightfall's for 55. If you don't care about champions, if you want to do those, 65. You got enough options in there. Wellspring is just the highest one I have found. If anybody finds anything higher, please put that in the comments because I haven't seen anything yet that is above it. Now, from here, you take that Umbral energy and you're going to come over as usual and you're going to be focusing Umbral Engrams. Now, I can't focus weapons yet because I haven't unlocked that, but I did unlock armor. And just as usual, you can take your armor and focus it with a ghost mod. So remember, if you take a ghost mod and I say, hey, any armor that drops, I want it to be resilience, at least 10 in resilience. I'm a Titan, so that's pretty common. If you were a hunter, you'd probably be going mobility. Warlocks, you'd probably be going recovery. If you really want one of the bottom stats, you can. I just tend to roll the dice because class-specific, top 3 stats I tend to focus on. So I did that, and I got this piece of armor. It's a 64. I got 15 in resilience. Everything else, a little bit of RNG. But these do tend to be in about the mid-60s. So if you're looking for armor, focusing still seems to be a good thing each season. It's not that expensive either. It's 5 Umbral, 2 Expeditions, a piece of armor with a decent stat roll on it. Can't really complain too much on that one. Now, the other piece you've got going on is going to be basically the rest of your Umbral energy. And it's this whole, table. We've seen these before. This is going to be your best way to go. Now, for me, I'm going to send you guys through the path that I would probably prefer. There may be some tweaks as we figure some stuff out, but the idea is first one has to be from this first column. And then it says you have to unlock 1 to get to the second column. So then I went to the second column. Notice over here, it needs 3. So I'm going to have to do 1 more back here. And then my next one can be here. Same thing. To get to the next week, you always have to pick 1 more. And then you get there. Now, where do you get this repute that I've got 2 of these things unlocked before? Well, the repute, as the trend seems to be, comes from your seasonal challenges. So the first one and the second one this week are going to be where you get your repute. This is obtain plundered Umbral energy from bonus chests in Expedition. Literally, if you go and finally put a treasure map together and go run 1 expedition and you loot the little chests and then the spot in the ground as well, you'll get this done. Very simple. The other one is return the first relic to the helm, and then also defeat combatants on Europa. If you do it with the fusion rifle, it goes faster. Pretty simple, wasn't too hard. The seasonal weapon from the season pass is a fusion rifle. I was using it, even though the catalyst quest for that thing is bugged. The progress in other activities doesn't do anything right now, which is really frustrating because that's the hard part. The relic itself, what is going to happen for the quest when you go through the ship stealer quest? You're basically going to go through, as I kind of explained, you're going to go to the star chart, make sure you have the captain's atlas. You're going to get your fragments and coordinates to make a treasure map. You're going to go run an expedition, finish it. You're going to upgrade your star chart, which are those things that I talked about. And then you're going to go to a pirate hideout, which is like kind of a half a lock, like a lost sector we'll never be able to visit again, which is kind of sad. But you go through and do that. You pick up the thing at the end. You can go talk to the Elixni Quarter, which is where the Fallen are, talk to the Holo Projector, check out the lore, talk to Spider, and then check with him again. And basically what you do with that relic, which I could not find anywhere in my inventory, just kind of one of those unmarked things. If you basically come back right over here across from the star chart, you can basically set the relic down here, get a little bit of lore, and you're good to go. Basically, it's just a very powerful piece of energy thing, so don't piss it off because it seems dangerous. That's the idea that I got from the lore this week. So that's where you get the other seasonal challenge done this week, is going to be do the hideout mission to get the relic and then put the relic on the table, do the Europa kills, and you're good to go. That's 2 repute. So that is week 1. It's probably going to be something similar for future weeks as it's been in previous seasons. Now the pirate crew, when you come in here, the first tier is going to be hiring servants. Not servants, that's the bad choice of words, but hiring crewmates, I guess. I mean, you hire assistant little NPC guys that help you. The Scurvy guy gives you a little boost to reload speed. The Halsix guy is a little increase to precision damage, which sounds kind of good. And then you've got the Skiff Blades, which is boost to melee damage while they're hanging out. Now, also on the bottom, each one gives you a bonus. This one unlocks a random bonus reward when you emote at the end of one of the 2 missions. I didn't pick this one because I don't want a random bonus reward because I don't think it's going to be that good. Unlocks the ability to occasionally find treasure coordinates. This might be one to pick up later, but not a priority. Here is the one for armor focusing. As I mentioned, this was my number 1 priority. So when I picked this one, I unlocked column 2. So my other one I put in this week, I put down here. increases the chance to earn seasonal plunder gear from completing catch crash missions. Now that's a preference. As I said, I'm not really worried about earning treasure coordinates because I can go run one wellspring and get 90. So I really don't worry about getting a few off of dead enemies. This one, I'm going to run Catch Crash to run map fragments for the entire season. So if I get a slightly better chance to get some gear, I'll take it. Now the other option here, which is probably something we're going to test next week as my first one so my third upgrade is going to be the Plunder focused map, because I want to know what it does, because that ties into a future week of a Plunder weapon focused map as opposed to armor focused map. Now this could be, again, another treasure map you put together, probably a little more costly, so more map fragments, more treasure coordinates, but maybe you just get a piece of armor. Could be a thing. So this is going to be probably my number 3 to test out the focused maps for gear. So that will unlock this one. So my fourth one is going to be focused weapons. Once you've had a weapon drop one time, now you can start focusing your Umbral Engrams with that Umbral energy into weapons. That's my next priority. And then, so that's going to be 4. I have to get 5 to get here. So my fifth one, if the map is cool for the armor, I might try the map or the weapon here. Otherwise, increase the chance of getting, Season of the Plunder gear from expeditions. You got to run both of these a lot, so it seems kind of logical. So this might be my fifth one. After this would be my fourth one for spoils. Fifth one would be for expeditions. Number 6 really is kind of totally up to you. These are all going to be promotions for your, your crewmate. As I've only theoretically got Scurvy so far, I would boost up Scurvy. And as theoretically I need to get one more bonus, I might, go back and do one of the Plunder maps if it's not that good, or get the other one depending on what order I've gone. Until you've unlocked the actual crewmate, I wouldn't try and boost anything and waste this column. So I would probably go here and then just kind of unlock different maps or, better chance at gear. Once you've done 7, you're going to be in this column. Double perk weapon spoils. Not a bad one. That would probably be a secondary one to this one, is each time you're on the Catch Crash every week, you get a guaranteed weapon with Deep Sight. So if you're looking to unlock the weapons for the season for crafting, this is a priority. This one just gives you treasure coordinates as a bonus. You get bonus treasure coordinates when you do ritual activities. Could be good. But again, I don't know if that's a real priority because I'm not worried about it. So again, I'm trying to get the most needed upgrades. So Deep Sight Resonance first. And then also if if you're not as much into crafting, this could be a higher priority because you get a random weapon with a bonus perk. So that could be good for you. Treasure coordinates, again, not worried about it. Once you get 9 unlocked, this one sounds really good because double plundered Umbral energy, which is a mouthful to say. Even if it's 10 map fragments and 100 treasure coordinates, if I can use my time more efficiently when I turn around and go into an expedition, I will happily do that. So this is a big priority for me. Also a big priority once you get out to 9 is going to be to increase the plundered Umbral energy found when using treasure maps. So if I use a treasure maps, I get more. And then this one theoretically is double, so my time is more efficient. So instead of getting 6, which would be double, maybe paired with this one, I'm getting 7 or 8. I doubt it would go up to 9, but maybe. We'll have to see. But again, both of these are a priority, and especially this is literally just bonus reputation, so I can skip it. Final column, once you get 11 unlocked, first time you decrypt an Umbral Engram each week for armor, it doesn't consume Umbral energy. So literally it's a free piece of armor for an Umbral Engram that you can focus. So that'll be nice when you want it. But probably ahead of this one's occasionally get your plundered Umbral energy by doing other activities. Yeah, we'll eventually get to that one. But again, this is a rumored treasure map. No idea what it does. But of course, when I get to week 11, of course, I'm going to have to figure out what it is. Or when I get 11 unlocks, not week 11. So rumored, and then free armor. And then I would probably start to work my way backwards. I would probably get the bonus plundered Umbral energy every so often. Then I might get the bonus reputation. Then I would probably come back here and work on my 2 other, crewmates that I can hire. And then the first mate upgrades. And then probably the treasure coordinate bonuses. And then anything else I hadn't done. But that's kind of my priority. I'm trying to get the gear as much as I can so I can get those deep sight weapons to unlock crafting frames. Trying to get the focusing ability in the same aspect as much as I can. And then also make sure, I can focus weapons. I can get the deep sight weapons. I can get the double Umbral energy so I get it faster and faster. That's the main reason I picked those. So that's my general priority through the pirate crew, and that's the reasons because of that. If you want to go a different way, it's totally fine. That's up to you. So that pretty much is the loop. That's what we got going on. That is Season 18, as they basically said. You're going to run Catch Crash to get your map fragments. You're going to do all your different activities, Strikes, Gambit, Crucible, and remember, public events and Wellspring count. Nightmare Containment, Dares of Eternity do not. That'll get you your treasure coordinates. You put the fragments and coordinates together to make a map in your atlas that's in your quest log. You take that map, you go run an expedition. There's a normal treasure chest for like basic loot, and then you kind of dig up the treasure in the ground, and that's where you get your plundered Umbral energy plus your probable gear. And maybe if we get one of those cooler maps, you might be getting something else from that. Take that Umbral energy, focus into your weapons and armor, get your focused armor. Remember, use your ghost mods to get the stat that you're looking to focus into, and then also work on unlocking your weapons so you can get some cool stuff. That is the general loop of the season. Now, I've got more guides coming. This is just the first one because most people want to know, what do I do with this whole season? How do I start? Where do I go? This is how you do Season 18 of Season of the Plunder. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please drop a like below. If you guys want to comment below, even just to say hello, or maybe I missed something major, throw that in the comments. If you guys do want to support me, easiest thing to do, click the link in the description and just, watch the part on the video with the ad. It just as a way to help support the channel. I appreciate you guys watching those, so thank you very much. If you want to find me on Twitch or Twitter, it is Ebontis. Right here on YouTube. If you haven't subbed yet, hit that subscribe button, hit the alert bell. Lots more guides coming from me to you. And if you are a YouTube member or Patreon sub, thank you for that extra support. You guys are all fantastic, though. Have an awesome one.